Happy Friday Fantasy Football Fix here on CBS Sports Radio Roundup. We start this Friday with quarterbacks, two quarterbacks. One quarterback you're going to start, one quarterback you're going to leave riding your fantasy football pine this week. And the first up is Eli Manning. I want to start him at all costs this week because if you remember back to last season's, when the Giants went to play New Orleans, in New Orleans, it was an absolute air raid. It was an offensive show in New Orleans last year. But this year, we shift to New York, and I expect more of the same. We saw what happened with the Saints and the Raiders last weekend. So the Giants, they can put up points with the best of them. I expect Eli Manning to have himself a good game, 300 yards, at least 2 touchdowns, and he's got a whole complement of offensive weapons that he can choose from. Victor Cruz, he's doing the salsa dance in the end zone. Sterling Shepard, the impressive rookie. And of course, the always flamboyant, exciting Odell Beckham Jr. He has fun out there on the field, and he's one of the most talented wide receivers in the business. So, with all that, I'm starting Eli Manning, and I'm expecting a big game out of the Big Apple this weekend for Mr. Eli. And now this week, we are going to sit a quarterback that normally you would want to start week in and week out. But on this day and the way he played last weekend, I'm not so sure this guy is going to have himself the best game of the week this week. And I'm sitting Russell Wilson. Yeah, before you get all over me and say, Greg, what are you doing? He's playing the Rams. They stink. Yes, I get it. They do stink. But here's why, a couple reasons why I wouldn't play him this week. First, he's got a bulky ankle. Yes, a gimpy ankle. He's running around. That's his game. He likes to get outside the pocket. The offensive line is not very good there in Seattle. And the front four for the Rams, that's probably the only good part of their team. So, with that, you've got Aaron Donald there. You have Robert Quinn. Those guys are going to be running around trying to chase down Russell Wilson. If he can't move the way he's used to, that could be a problem for Russell Wilson and a problem for you if you play him this week in your fantasy football lineup. So, with that, we touch on the defense as well. For the Seattle Seahawks, if they go out there and they go up and put some points on the board against a bad Rams offense, that could lead to Russell Wilson possibly not having to do too much there in the game as well, especially in the second half if it's a big lead and the defenses kind of put them in position to score a lot of points. You're just going to see Russell Wilson handing a lot of the balls off, and I don't expect him to have a good game this week. I think the Seahawks are going to win, but Russell Wilson really hasn't played well against the Rams, oddly enough, in his career as well. Just 15 and 20 points last year in 2 games against the Rams. Not terrible, very solid, but not otherworldly like we're used to seeing from a Mr. Russell Wilson. So, I'm leaving him riding my fantasy football pine this weekend. And I'm starting Mr. Eli Manning in the Big Apple.